Okay guys, this is video number one, practical number one, excuse me. So we're going to do the full skeleton right now. So we will start with the frontal bone. The frontal bone is going to be here, corresponds with the frontal lobe. We have the parietal bone, where there's one on this side and there's one on this side. We have the, what's next, temporal bone. That would be right here. It's lined by this suture. These are called sutures. We'll get to those later. And we have the occipital bone, which is the back of the skull and actually most of the floor of the skull. And we have the mandible, which happens to be missing on this one. So the mandible would be the lower jaw. Now we have the hyoid bone. The hyoid bone is right here. This is a bone that does not articulate with any other bone. This is rare. This actually provides attachment for muscles of the neck and mostly the tongue. Sternum. Most of you know what the sternum is. This is the sternum. We have your ribs. We have 12. Normally have 12. This would be costal cartilage. We'll get to that later. We have 7 cervical vertebrae. So the first 7 are the cervical. The next 12 correspond with your ribs. Those are the thoracic vertebrae. And then you have 5 lumbar vertebrae, the last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then we have the sacrum, which is this bone right here. We have the coccyx, which is also known as your tailbone right here. And we'll go down to the tarsals. Sorry. Tarsals are going to be your foot bones, which we discussed when we talked about short bones. That's these bones right here. What's next? Metatarsals. Those would make up the arch of your foot. Those are these, and these are called foot phalanges. Okay. Next on the list would be your clavicle. Those are your collarbones. There's one here. Of course, there's always one on the left as well. Those are your clavicles. Your scapulae, or on your list, it's just one scapula. Here's the right. Here is the left. Now we have the arm bones. We have the humerus. This would be the right one. In anatomical position, the radius is always thumb side. Here's the thumb, where my thumb is. This would be the radius. This would be the ulna. Okay. Then you have your carpals, which are your hand bones. Right here. These are your metacarpals. There's 5 of them. They make up your palm of your hand. And then you have your hand phalanges. The next thing you have is the coxal bones. This would be your coxal bone here. There's another one on this side. Here's your femur. That's that big thigh bone we talked about in class yesterday. What's next? The tibia. Oh, the patella. Forgot about that. The patella would be your kneecap. Okay, there's your kneecap right here, and it's underneath this patellar tendon on this one. Okay, here's your tibia. That's the big lower leg bone that would contain your shin that you guys are always bumping, and this would be the fibula, which is the lateral, smaller lower leg bone. Okay, that's it for practical number one.